today we have the amazing Pancho. Pancho, we have different accents that we can use, like English, Spanish accent, love it, to welcome you to the show. So, Pancho, I'm actually going to let you introduce yourself a little bit. For those of you who heard his name, you're like, I totally know the guy. For those of you, you're like, wait, I'm not sure. I'm going to let Pancho share a little bit about who he is. So, Pancho, go ahead, take the mic. Let the audience know who you are.
Awesome. Thank you, Thais. Thank you for having me in your show. I'm Pancho Serrano. Probably a lot of you guys have seen my content on there, or probably you have seen me like in any of the conference or somewhere. I'm Pancho Serrano. I have a marketing agency called Roofers Going Digital. I have been in the industry for 5 years, discovering every time I am every time the time passes, I love the roofing industry even more. So I'm passionate about the industry, helping roofers and creating innovative marketing systems so they can build bridges and connect with their clients, because you know it. There is a big opportunity and they need us.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so love it. So you have a digital marketing company. You're definitely passionate. You have like an amazing following on social platforms, which is so cool to see. You also have a podcast, which is awesome. I'll let you definitely share more about that so people can go listen to your podcast. It'll be great. But yeah, okay. So Pancho, just a little bit about in the marketing and roofing industry, it can totally be very unique, right? Because it's a very unique industry. So what are some key strategies and tactics that you found very effective in for roofing clients?
My first recommendation is to have a plan. To have goals. What are time frames? Who is your target audience? Have a strategy, an overall strategy before you want to start running and creating content and trying to get leads and becoming an influencer and going viral. It's dude, it's hold on. Everything needs to have a why, needs to have a mission, needs to have a vision, so we can start achieving your goals. And I think this is a really hard part for roofers, obviously, but I think for every business owner, that's those foundations before you start growing that company and achieving more sales goals. That one is a really key one. And the other one that I wanted to tell you, Thais, is to they need to differentiate the sales and marketing. They confuse sales and marketing a lot. They come to me and they're like, hey, I want to generate sales tomorrow, and I want to generate leads. It's okay, if you want to start closing tomorrow and having sales, you need to go out and start door knocking and call and go aggressive. This is marketing strategies. Obviously, I explain them the difference. And but yeah, that's another tip, is to differentiate how marketing and sales work, so they can start building that part of their company.
That's good. So definitely there's a huge differentiation between sales and marketing. So just really defining that they understand and really educating the contractor to really understand that that's two different tactics. They obviously come together, but it's not the same thing all in all, right?
Exactly.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
The way I summarize it is sales is short term, and marketing is long term. Just like that.
Yeah. So you're building a brand and that's obviously going to take time, right? That takes time. That takes clients seeing your loyalty, all that stuff. And sales is short term, long term. That totally makes sense. But a lot of people, I guess, come to marketing companies like yourself and are like, okay, I need sales yesterday. And you're like, no. This is a long term game, right?
Or what I tell them is okay, what's your budget? Is you you have 100,000, 200,000 a year budget? It needs to be a huge budget if you want to reach that. It's either you have money or you have time.
Yeah.
What do you have?
That's good. Either you have money or you have time. Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So how important is an online presence for roofing contractors? And what digital marketing channels have really proven to be the most valuable in your experience?
I love it. It's crucial. Why? Because they like these trends, these digital trends are already here. And they are
Mm,
companies that they are already killing it in all these
mm-hmm,
digital marketing worlds. And you can see like they are like changing complete business models to go digital, Obviously
mm-hmm,
focus on digital marketing, but obviously working with sales. Like I don't wanna like everybody to confuse that digital marketing is everything. No, like it's like I said in the beginning, but implementing going harder on this type of strategies, solution, and tactics is going to
mm-hmm.
start like making the difference. So they need to hurry up and start seeing this opportunity. So it is crucial for them.
Yeah, so it's almost a matter of like, if you don't decide to move forward, you're really like, you're becoming a blockbuster. Like really right? Like the audience is so much more educated now. So people are really making decisions on what they're seeing online, what they're
Yes.
finding on Facebook or
Yes.
Instagram or TikTok, like stuff like that. So the viewer is becoming a lot more educated. And if you have no online presence, it's really going to impact your business from maybe losing a lot of opportunities. Is that right?
Oh yeah, completely. Yeah, for sure. And evenly, it can be like a reason why you die.
Yeah.
And we are already seeing it. There is a lot of roofing companies and other type of companies too disappearing right now. This is not a good time to open in a company. Actually, whenever like talking about like changing a little bit subject with entrepreneurship and in these times, it's like hard. Like a lot of people is like, yeah, become an entrepreneur is like, dude, think it twice if you want to become an entrepreneur because it's gonna be hard. And then you are
Yeah.
not like you are not seeing the trend, the digital trends, and you want to operate like 20 years ago. It's like, man, like we said in Mexico, is Dios te bendiga.
See mismo. Oh my gosh. No, they're so good. It's so funny. But like talking about that, a lot of people are like the new trends, like be an entrepreneur, be an entrepreneur. But really, 100% I would say, like, this is not for everybody. It is freaking hard as heck. Like people think, I love that book where it's like someone's a really good pie maker and they make really good pies, right? And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, open your pie company. And then they open it and then they close because they realize it's not the pie. It's like you have to market the pie. You have to logistics the
Yeah.
pie. It's crazy. So yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, no, so
Yeah.
true, so good. Okay, very good. Okay, so reputation and trust are like very critical in any
Oh
business,
yeah.
right? And so, can you share some insight into how a roofing contractor? So right now, like practically, how can a roofing contractor build and maintain a strong online reputation, especially in a very competitive market? So, like, what is it
Mhm.
that they can one like begin doing, but most of all maintain it? So,
Mhm.
what's your thought on
Mhm.
that?
So the way the solution that we have in roofers going digital is we solve those problems through communication strategies and brand positioning. So we create a communication strategy is that
Mm-hmm.
they were like based on how do you want to position yourself, and the goal here is to position yourself as the expert. How are you going to
Mm-hmm.
position yourself as the expert, solving your target audience frustrations, opportunities? So you know that, for example, what is one of the problems that a homeowner has is like roofing scams. So the
Mm-hmm.
way we position ourselves on social media as the way that, for example, we communicate that we have been in the market for 20 years.
Mm.
So you start working on the what you said on the target audience mind, like because you know their problems and you are
Right.
solving them with a communication strategy that is going to start building your brand, your trust of brand. Obviously your operation is going to be key. Not everything can be like, oh yeah, I'm the best and you have the worst operation. So, and that's the hard
Yes.
part of having a business. That is not like, oh, like I can be the best one creating content, but if my company is falling apart, they are gonna destroy me. And we can see it online. There's a lot of roofing influencers and like create content creators that it's a lot of blah blah blah.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, we always say like, hey, your marketing can be great, but if your execution is horrible, you're gonna fail, right? Because there's only so much you can like sell, but then the experience, the all-around experience of the client is so vital. Yeah, 100%, totally agree there. So, okay, so reputation and trust is not just what you're going to do on the marketing side, but also how they're operationally running. So those two things are super important for roofing contractors, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, love it. Very powerful. Okay, and so, hey, Pancho, I have a question. So, like, how, as we're wrapping up, like, how did you get in this market? Like, how did you get into the
Okay.
roofing
Oh
world?
yeah.
Share
Oh,
with
for
us a little
sure.
bit more of that. And then share with us also how the listeners can get a hold of you, or
Yeah.
what's the name of your podcast, or how can they get in touch with you? So, if you're in need of just, hey, we really need some marketing support, you
Hmm.
can get in hold of Pancho and his team. So, yeah,
Awesome.
share with us a little bit how you got in. That would be great.
Awesome. Awesome for sure. I got in the roofing industry 5 years ago. That's
Mm-hmm.
feels like it was yesterday. Actually, I feel like a rookie, and obviously I'm a rookie. Like I consider
Yeah.
myself a learner. I started 5 years ago that I moved from Mexico City. I'm from
Mm-hmm.
Chiapas. Chiapas is a small state beside Guatemala. It's part of
Ah.
Mexico, but beside Guatemala. But I studied in Mexico City, and I used to work in BMW and Nissan, but in the headquarters, not in the
Mm-hmm.
dealership. So I was a
Mm-hmm.
consultant over there. Like I was lucky, and I got a position, a really high position in really big headquarters as a 24-year old young guy.
Nice.
Obviously, because I went to a university, one of the best universities in Mexico City. I did my master over there. So I moved here, and because I got married with my wife and partner, and she was like, no worries, like my like someone has a job that is gonna that you can work there, and so you can if you move you have a job. And I was like, hey, that's great. And she was like, if you need anything I can help you. So I was like, hey, that's great, let's do it. I moved, and the surprise was I thought that I was gonna be in a headquarters, in a huge corporate America. And what was the
Yeah.
surprise? You are gonna sell roofing. You are gonna sell roofing. And I was like, what the heck is roofing? You are gonna sell coatings. Coatings? And you are gonna be an independent. An independent? What is that? Like, you are not gonna get paid. You are not gonna get paid if you don't sell. I was like, hey, nobody told me this. Obviously, I was here. I was here like I
Oh
st- I
my
start
goodness.
I start running out of money. So and I start like this is another funny part. Like I try everything. Cold calling, nobody was on this understanding me. It was like what? Door knocking. They were like I started door knocking for weeks, and I like, hey, the owners of the commercial roofing the commercial business owners are not here. We rent the property. So I was like, damn. Then I was trying other tactics like looking for commercial roofing projects in Google,
Yeah.
look at the damages, call the owner, and then go look for the inspection. And didn't work either until somebody told me go on LinkedIn. I was LinkedIn.
Uh,
Okay, I have LinkedIn, and I have it since 2007. So let's and I start learning about the platform, and I discovered that creating content, organic content, because I didn't have money, so I started creating content organically. So actually, that's our specialty. Our specialty is content creation, organic
uh-huh.
content creation that builds online branding. So
Nice.
that's what we do in Roofers Going Digital. Everything evolved until I don't sell those coatings anymore. I did it really well. The owner of the company actually was like, "Hey, was that the Mexican guy that wasn't speaking any English? Just moved from Mexico." Because they start seeing me online and everywhere. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
that's why I have been creating content for 4 to 5 years, creating content, consistent content every day. We don't miss any day. My team knows that
Uh-huh.
it's like we are always there. And the cool part is that it's a type of content that you don't have to appear there. So the team
Nice.
created like nobody appears there. So we can keep it consistent while we focus in other tactics that are going to generate leads, or they are going to keep building sales on LinkedIn. like Sales Navigator and other type of strategies. And the other thing is that's how I got in the roofing industry. And what was the other question?
I think that's it. And then the next
Awesome.
question is, how do people get a hold of you? Like,
Oh
you
yeah,
totally
yeah.
got to go listen to his podcast. It's really good.
Yeah.
You got to like share people like how they can get a hold of you.
Awesome.
That'd be great.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I have a podcast on YouTube called Roofers Going Digital TV. The goal is that right now we are just sharing those interviews. I was doing it in Spanish, but I discovered I had an aha moment. I was going away from my strategy of my Roofers Going Digital strategy. So because they are not my target, like the roofing, like my clients are companies that are bigger, so that's why I don't do so much interviews in Spanish. But like, yeah, that's the podcast, Roofers Going Digital TV, website, Roofers Going Digital. They can find us in LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Google, YouTube, and all the social media, X, in all the social media platforms that are in the market. We are creating content daily in Pancho Serrano's brand and Roofers Going Digital. If you want to learn a little bit of what we do, you can follow us there. Thais, thank you very much for having me. If I right now the interviews that I'm doing, they are live. Like I do them in the events. I start trying that
Yeah,
and
that's
start
awesome.
working. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah. So
awesome.
if I see you somewhere, we will need to do one. And if I go back with the online interviews like this one, I will invite you to you're gonna be a guest in my podcast
Love
too, because
it.
you guys are great and you have a really good
thank,
team too. Congratulations. They
thank
they
you.
they know they every time I see them, they remind me to my team too. And like I like those guys because they work hard, they hustle, and they love what they do.
We do. We freaking love it. And your team as
Mm.
well. So congrats. Well, Pancho, thank you so much for being on with us today. If you're listening, if you're like, hey, what was it again? Everything that Pancho just shared in regards to links, all that stuff, we're actually going to put it below so you can just quickly select and I'll take you right to his digital platform. So Pancho, thank you so much for being on with us. I look forward to seeing you soon. And yeah, thanks everybody. Have a great one.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.